Good morning. How is everybody? This is Schozophronio. I'm Chad. I'm coming to you from my bedroom, not the backyard. Yeah, this is an indoor episode, not an outdoor one. But you're still probably going to get some noise because I don't know what they're doing out there. It sounds like they're building like a skyscraper in my neighborhood. So there's that. Yeah, episode 12. We're up to a dozen now. A dozen. What is with that word? A dozen. It doesn't look like it would be pronounced that way. Especially if doesn't is pronounced that way and spelled that way. Man, let's just get all the outside noises inside. It sounds like a European horn. Probably didn't even pick that up, and I just sound crazy. But, so doesn't is pronounced that way. And then dozen is pronounced that way, but doesn't is D-O-E-S-N apostrophe T. Shouldn't dozen be D-O-E-S-N? And then dozen looks like dozen, which should mean something completely different. So it would be like, it would be dozen. So it would be like, sorry, yeah, the movie was really boring. I was dozing off. I was dozing off. I must have dozed off like 12 times. Like a dozen times. I must have dozed off a dozen times. Sorry, I was dozing off. Does that movie seem like it was worth $14 to see in the theaters? No. No, it doesn't. I don't know. The things I think about. It's because we just say so many things throughout our day and we don't know what they mean or like where they come from or why they are the way they are. We just talk because we're stupid Americans and we're just like, yeah, whatever. What if we actually think about where things come from? I'm into that. As you may have known, just listening and watching this podcast, whatever you do. But, speaking of dumb Americans, there was this story last week. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Okay, this happened January 30th. Woman denied emotional support peacock on United flight. There's the peacock. Like, here's the thing. What are you doing with a peacock? Why do you have a peacock as a pet? And what the fuck is an emotional support animal anyway? United Airlines is cracking down on emotional support animals. A woman at Newark Liberty International Airport recently brought a peacock to fly with her on a United Airlines flight, according to the travel blog Live. It's not live. And we're reading again. And we're struggling. Live and let's fly. Live and let's fly. Live and Let's Fly reported earlier this week that even though the unidentified woman claimed that she had a second ticket for the peacock, the airline denied her request. A spokesperson for United said that the travelers with the peacock were told they were not able to bring it on board. This animal did not meet guidelines for a number of reasons, including its weight and size. We explained this to the customers on 3 separate occasions before they arrived at the airport, said United in a statement. Okay. What? Why do you have a peacock as a pet? And I'm just picturing this peacock. Sorry for the alliteration. I'm not trying to. I'm picturing this peacock on the plane, like opening up its like its feathers and just freaking the fuck out when it's like during takeoff, and it's just like freaking out and like going from like seat to seat and like like what? Here's the thing. Like you can hate me for saying this, and that's fine, because if you know me, like I'm going to say shit that you may not agree with, and I'm just going to say it with conviction, and you're just going to disagree, and that's fine. But I think emotional support animals are the most bullshit things I've ever heard. Like guide dogs for the blind, like those, like the labs and the golden retrievers that have like the guide dog satchels on, and they're like, yeah, I'm at work, I'm clocking in, and I'm leading this blind man across the street, leading this blind woman into the restroom. You know, that's legitimate. But if you're just some crazy person who is way too attached to their pet and just claims it's an emotional support animal, you're a fucking idiot. Like, don't. And that may sound harsh. It does sound harsh, but you need to grow up. Like, what is that even? Especially an emotional support peacock. Like, how does that even work? Does she like hold it like this huge peacock? People are flipping crazy, man. After being told, no, you can't bring your peacock on the plane, miss.
Are you sure it's my emotional support animal? Just look at it. I need it. I need the peacock with me.
Fucking crazy. Ugh. I don't know. Some people are like legitimately crazy, and then there's like, what? Like, not on earth are you thinking? Sorry, I just have to bring that up. I saw it and I was like, this is like, what? Emotional support peacock. Because I had a customer at the coffee shop. He's never had this dog with him. And he comes in and he's pretty crazy himself, to be honest. He comes in and it's a pit bull. It's a pit bull dog, which unless you're like a dog lover, they're a little intimidating. Like, if you actually know pit bulls, they're sweethearts most of the time. But it's intimidating looking, and it's huge, and it's like strolling around, getting into people's stuff, like smelling around. And I've never seen this guy with this dog. And he says, he like orders or whatever, and then he like goes to sit down, and I was like, if he sits down inside with that dog, I'm gonna have to say something. And so he like pulls up a chair next to this old couple, and I'm like, all right. So I go over there, and I'm like, yeah, the dog's like too big to be in here, because I didn't want to say like, yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, stop being a dummy and get outside. And he's like, well, it's my California state law. Like, he already had like his hand on his hip. Like, if someone tells me something, it's an emotional support dog. I was like, unless you have papers or something, that dog's too big to be in here. And he says, well, I guess this is a little Mexican standoff we're having. And I was like, yeah, you got to go outside. I was like, okay. So I wonder how many times the pet is claimed to be an emotional support animal, and they don't even have papers for it. And why, like California state law? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of like things that go along with emotional support animals, but like this other person had like this little like canary bird, and it was like tweeting, just like not like it was using social media the whole time it was in the shop. It was just like chirping the whole time, and I thought I was going crazy, and I thought it was a ringtone at first, and then someone was like, no, that chick's got a bird on her shoulder. And all I could think about was why we have a pirate in the coffee shop. Like emotional support, like little bird? Why do people are so weird, dude? Emotional support bird? Come on. You like can't function with other humans, or you're just crazy, or you're just like, yeah, I'm allowed to do this. So yeah, it's a little different, but don't hate me because I'm different. Ugh. That's so 2018 to be like, ugh. Anyways. On a more positive note. Sorry, I just have to rant about these things because they just get built up. And I know we're on this earth with animals. And I know that we are coexisting, and it's all great, and it's all fun, and it's great to have pets, and it's, you know, you get a dog sitter to watch it when you do your other things, and you like can train them and love them, and they're like this dog that serves you, and you serve the dog, and it's like this coexisting sacrificial relationship love you have with this animal, and it's great, and then it has a good life, and you treat it well, and you love it with people around you, and it's like, I love this thing. But once it becomes like this thing you hold your like whole identity in to this like emotional support animal, guaranteed that animal can't emotionally support you. So why are you leaning so much into the animal? The other day I'm just gonna move on. The other day it just happened in the past. It was like 2 weeks ago, because so 2 weeks ago around there I was feeling kind of weird. I just felt uneasy, and I got a burp. Okay, sorry about that. Not actually sorry. I had posted this thing on my personal Instagram story about like just kind of feeling uninspired, and like how do, like, if you're a creative person, if you're a person that's like an artist, how do you stay like inspired? And I got a couple responses, which was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting it, honestly. I just thought like people just see it and like, Chad's being weird again, which is most of the time. So that's totally justifiable, and I'm not saying anything by any means. But I got a couple responses. One from, I was just feeling like, because there's a lot of times with Schozophronio that I just feel like I want to do so much, and I feel like anything creative that I want to do now, I have like a avenue or like a channel, a literal channel to like put that towards, which is Schozophronio. And I feel like I want to do so much, but I sit down to do something and I just like stare into space. So I got a couple responses, and one of them was from my cousin Alex, who's been like super cool and like supportive of the podcast and everything. And I want to get him involved somehow because this dude is like, I really like what he does. Like I got one of his shirts. He does like graphic design stuff, and or like graphic art. You can, Alex, you can let me know if I'm getting this completely wrong. But I'm trying here, all right? I'm trying. He does like graphic art, and from what I think I recall talking to him about is like also like kind of video game design kind of things. But Alex, again, you can let me know if I'm completely wrong. But he got back to me, and he was like, for him, because like at least for him to stay inspired in what he does, he says, I watch concept videos or how to's to keep my brain from stopping, which my brain was doing a lot of that, just like shoot, and then just like sit there and start drooling. And then I said thank you, and he was like, yeah, man. Switching up media helps, like how you did some videos and then like just some audio, like with the podcast, like YouTube channel stuff, and how, I mean, I think in the timeline of the podcast, it was like I was moving towards video, but there's some times where like I don't want to do a video, and it was like it was good not to have to like, because you have to be in a certain mindset, or like you have to turn on like different switches, if you will, to do a video. And he said maybe working on concepts for the cartoons you were doing, because like I mentioned in previous episodes, I want to start drawing more, because I want to get a logo for Schozophronio. I know it has the logo of the font, but I want to get like a little guy, like maybe just like a couple little characters. I don't know. But yeah, so that was from Alex. And then my friend Chelsea, who I used to work with, who moved up to Washington. I don't know why I'm giving you those details. But Chelsea from Washington said, I guess that's what I'm getting at. She's into photography, and she's like real good at photography. So I like, so she said, try something new, use a different medium, which is kind of similar to what Alex was saying, which I thought was cool. Specifically when I feel burnt on photo, I'll try a different technique I wouldn't normally use. There's also challenges online that you could try. For photo, it's like take a photo that shows off lines or curves, but you could apply that to anything, like recording audio, like whether it's recording it this way or that way, kind of what Alex was saying, like video, no video, or like editing. Should I edit this in? Should I edit that out? Whatever. And then she said, also read that book you have for a pep talk, like the War of Art book, which I couldn't find all week. And I set up the camera thing, and there it is. So that was cool to see after looking for a week, and it's right in front of me. That's so me. Hashtag Scots Life. So that was a couple weeks ago. And thanks for responding to that. Like that, I actually like used that that advice, because like they're like, at least Alex and Chelsea specifically, they're good at what they do, like creatively. So I'm going to take that into consideration. Like, oh, okay, if that works for you, and you do what you do, then let me do some. So I was talking to my sister-in-law a little bit, and she's Katrina. Shout out to Katrina. Love you, sis. Hi. So dumb. She has been like one of the biggest Schozophronio supporters, Scout supporters, and which has been the best because she'll give me honest feedback, which is like, I like how you did this. Maybe you do this a little differently. Not sure about that, and that's the best because I know it's coming from like this place like you have potential, and it could be this way, and you're doing good, and I don't know. I love it so much. It like helps my life out, let alone the Scout's life. It helps my real life. So I was talking to her because she's getting into like wedding video stuff, like filming and photography and like editing videos. I was like, well, I want to get into like editing videos because one, I didn't want to like have to have Sharon doing that the whole time. I'm name dropping so much on this episode, by the way. Just like, yeah, that'll be, yeah. Anyway. So getting into video editing, Red Bull is a bad decision, by the way. Getting into video editing. And I was like, well, I just want to find something cheap that I can like edit videos with that I'm not going to be making a feature film. I just want to edit like some dinky videos that I want to throw together, whatever. And so like she had sent me this video of Filmora that she had sent me a video like, try this. Like, this looks like an entry level kind of like meet you where your skills are at now. Not too much, not like, it's not too bare bones, and it's not like overly complicated. Like, I think this will be like right up your alley. And then I don't watch that video. And a week later, she says, hey, did you ever watch the video? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. And I watch it. And it's like exactly what I want. So I've downloaded it and I get it. And it's what we use on the other videos. It's like what we did the subtitles on. It's the same program. And I was like, oh, okay, I already like kind of know how to use this. This is cool. So I like already had like a tester course, like a little prerequisite course on it. So I was like, all right, what I'm going to do on my day off? I'm going to go to D-Land. I'm going to film some stuff. I'm going to throw it together and see what happens. And it was cool because I'm very like, when I go to places like Disneyland, I'm very like observant. And it's very like visually stimulating there anyway, but it's interesting to take video, like, because I always have like a photographer's eye with it. Like, I'll just like see if like look up at something like that would be a cool photo, and then like try to capture that image. But video is totally different because it's moving pictures, man. It's like a picture, but it's moving, man. So doing that kind of thing, and then like kind of having like this overarching visual of what I think I want the end video to look at, even after editing, in mind as I do it. All that to say, there is a video up now on the YouTube thing, on the Schozophronio podcast channel, and I edited it and everything, and that was my first video edit. But it was like so fun to do, and like so different to work with video and like that sort of like audio stuff. I do want to get a better like on the go microphone. because I think I'm not going to make like a feature film. So my like visuals aren't going to be the best all the time, but I at least like want the audio to sound good without having to go in and like clip it around and like fully change the sound of my voice to make it work for like an audio of the video. So, and again, always looking for like a cheaper way to do it, and like, yeah, that sounds great, and I only spent like $20 instead of like, well, yeah, it better sound great because I spent $400 on this thing. Like, I'm not looking to I'm not looking there's a hair in my mouth. I'm not looking to spend so much money. Like, I want something that, because I feel like when I spend less money than most people and it comes out sounding like, and I make the most out of like spending the least, I get like this sense of achievement on top of what it is already. I don't know. I mean, that's what finding sales are. That's finding the deals. Like, yeah, I got this for so cheap. How about it? How about that? But yeah, so the video's up and I'm like so stoked about it. Like throwing it together, like using like time lapse. I didn't put any slow-mo in there, but I do like to use slow-mo. Like the iPhone, which is my last iPhone. Ridiculous. First world problem sentence. On those phones now, like the cameras are so good and you can do like all this video stuff with them, and actually having a avenue to use those videos in, except like besides like Instagram and everything, I'm so stoked about it. So I want to make more videos, and they're all gonna be like along the same, they're going to be like from the same, litter as that one is. They're all going to like have the same feel, like little subtitles in there, me being a dingus, like some time lapse, some slow-mo, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's been like cool to think in video terms instead of just audio. Like that would have been so different if I went to Disneyland on my day off and just had like a earbud in and like recorded something there. It wouldn't be the same. So I'm glad I can kind of work with a visual medium and not just an audio medium. But yeah, I just want to like say thanks to those people to like, and like I want to do the same too. Like if I want to just support people doing artistic things, because this is kind of what this is, and it's like including all of this stuff, as much as it doesn't seem that way, but it is creating something out of nothing, which I think is art. But I hope like listening to this podcast is like helping creative people want to be creative and like not want to lose touch with that kind of stuff, because there's been so many times where like I think I want to do something and like I want to draw more, and so there's been so many times where like, yeah, I want to do that, but like and then I'll like listen to something or see something and then like, okay, I have to like, I really want to draw now, or like I really want to record a podcast now. And I think just hearing someone else being encouraged by what you're doing is like empowering, but also like it's empowering in like an encouraging way, where it's like, okay, well, what I'm trying to do, you're trying to do, but like in a different way, And like just knowing that there's support going both ways is solid. So, anyways, all that to say, emotional support animals are ridiculous. uh, yeah, I think that's well, okay. So I guess in the near future, what's going to happen is another Legoland trip is going to happen because we have free tickets and they're good until like what is it, March 9th? They're good like all month up until March 9th. So so I think another video will happen of that within the next month. So look out for that. And then I do want to get like a little mascot kind of thing for Schozophronio. So there's that. No update. I haven't gotten an update of the bed bug breakout that's going on with Raymond. So I'll try to update you as soon as possible on that. I hope he's doing okay. Shoot. Muchacho must not have made it. There's no way. If there was a bed bug breakout, I don't think Muchacho made it. So, but I hope he did. Here's hoping. And yeah, just that's what's on the horizon as far as I can think of now. So yeah, I hope you have a good week. Yeah, just living that Scots life, dude. Yeah, take care.